And we are live. Weather's finally warmed up and we're out in the shop tonight. How's it going, everybody? I see we've got Rapid Transit Jay in here, Functional Histories Victor, and Blue Collar Performance. What's happening, Nate? And yes, I agree. Autocorrect can suck everybody's ass. I hate that fucking thing. How you guys doing tonight? LP Lars, what's happening, man? Good to see you, brother. What's everybody up to on this Friday night? It's been a long, busy week around here. Hell, it's been a long, busy couple of months around here. That's why I haven't done a live in the last couple of weeks. I've just been fucking slammed. What's happening, Mohawk? Have no fear, the Dougster is here. Mostly old parts. Ron is in the house. Good to see you, brother. Working on a little stuff, seeing perpetual. I hear you. I'll tell you what's perpetual is working on that fucking mighty demon under the hood of that truck. That carburetor is just not ever going to be happy on the street. I think I'm going to probably move the way of the Edelbrock VRS. Those damn things are expensive, and it sucks because I paid almost that much for that Demon. But Demon runs great. It idles great. It runs wide open throttle great. But that son of a bitch will not cruise. I cannot get that thing to cruise at an air-fuel ratio less than 12-1, and that is ridiculous. So we're just going to have to do something different, find something that I can actually tune an intermediate circuit in. You get a Carter BBS, apparently it cures everything. I saw that video. It was funny as hell. But I don't think that Carter BBS at wide open throttle would feed that 451 enough to even idle. Blue Collar Nate tore my shoulder to hell, waiting on surgery Wednesday so I can get on the road to recovery. Oh, shit. That sucks, man. I hope you get on the mend quick. Max Wedge Dick Dastardly. What's happening, brother? The ERS is $1,000 damn near. Yes, they are. Well, the 650 and 750 variants aren't so bad, but I need the 850. I actually wouldn't break my heart to have something a little bit bigger even on that engine, but 850 is as big as they go. The Demon that's on it's an 850. I chose that carburetor knowing full well Demons typically outflow their rating, but you know, it is what it is. $957.95 is what they want for that 850 VRS. It's either that or fuel injection, but man, fuel injection was just never in the cards for that truck. It was never the vision. I really don't want to go that route with it. However, the Super Sniper right now is the 870 CFM variant of it with 800 pound per hour injectors. Happens to be on Holly's spring sale for $1,300. So it's sort of tempting. Dang, Nathan, hope everything works out okay for you. Mostly old parts, Ron says, knocking down 18 miles a gallon now with my 3310-1 on a 40 and a Roadrunner. That is awesome, man. That is awesome. I've seen them big engines get good mileage. It's all about the tune. But I'm guessing that 440 doesn't have quite the camshaft or cylinder heads on it that this myth does. What's going on, Hanlons? Good to see you, man. Twisted Mopar Dennis is in the house. Good to see you, brother. Max Wedge says it's time getting everything done. Rains on me every time I go outside. I was having that problem last month. Wet and rainy. It was a very wet winter, and spring just didn't want to spring this year. What's happening, Jay? Dougster says could have 2 new AVS 2s and have an awesome steak dinner and a night at the brewery, right? If only I had a dual quad manifold for it. Rain here all next week, says Dennis. That is no fun. It's supposed to be the season for having fun, not getting wet and things rained out. Let's see. Mostly old parts says I found 3 miles to the gallon of distributor recurve vacuum advanced tune. This thing flies and gets decent mileage now. Yeah, it is amazing what happens when you actually give them some ignition lead and let them have it early. They really like it. Just about any engine really likes that. You get good response from it. What are you running in that? About 36 all in? What, 24, 2,500? Mohawk. Rapid Transit says, first Friday night in a while. I haven't fell asleep by this time. Right? Time is it in your neck of the woods? About 9 o'clock. Mopar Race at Gateway might be interesting. That would be cool. Hanlon says I decided to get the motor put in the twin turbos at a friend's shop. Going to remove the cab and replace it that way. Plus, he will recharge the AC as well, all for $2,000. Shit, that ain't bad. If you look at the screen, look across the truck under the hood, back there up against the back wall, you can see my air conditioning recovery machine. It's an old Snap-on 3310. I enjoy doing AC work. I got my certifications back in '93. So ported vacuum or manifold vacuum? Yep, I said it. I have always been a fan of ported vacuum on a vacuum advance. Then again, it depends on the engine. And I have seen them respond better, especially when you got big cams in them. A lot of the time they will respond better because they clean up and idle better with more initial timing. You know, they just kind of work in reverse. When you get onto it, that vacuum advance falls out of it instead of coming in. Dennis says I still haven't been to a racetrack this year. The car all cleaned up and ready to go, but the weather sucks. Isn't that about typical? And we had some hellacious wind here last Sunday, 60 miles an hour. It was nuts. Hanlon says, saves my fat ass from doing it the hard way. Boy, I heard that. What is happening, cousin Mike? Good to see you, man. Landon says, Dougster, I use ported manifold. Dennis says, I've never run a vacuum advance in any of my street cars. Some I do, some I don't. Like I say, it depends on the build. This thing, it idles at a whopping about 6 inches of vacuum. And that's where a lot of my tuning problems for trying to drive it on the street come from, because once you get right off idle, the vacuum goes up to about 14 inches. And then those intermediate circuits come alive and start dumping fuel on it. You take a bunch out of the intermediate circuits to prevent that from happening, and then it gets stupid lazy and goes lean. Doesn't want to idle and all the other happy shit. Vacuum advance works best when it's gone. In most cases, I would agree. Mostly old parts. As for the camshaft, it's Comp XE 274H, 48, 488, 496, 274, 286 duration. I'm assuming that's advertised. So that's probably going to put it in the 230-ish range at 50. It's a healthy little cam. You caught that, Nate. Ported manifold? Yeah, one or the other, right? I wasn't ever looking for fuel mileage. I was looking for performance and horsepower. Exactly. I'm not so much after fuel mileage, so in this. I mean, yeah, of course, driving on the street, it's always nice to get a little better mileage out of it. But what my goal is to not wash down the damn cylinders. And running around all the time at low RPM at 11.9 and 12.1 to 1 air fuel ratio, the cylinder walls and ring ain't gonna last long like that. This thing was always intended to be a driver as much as a strip time. Nailed it. Depends on the build, motor, and all the things. Exactly. If you got the thing wound up all the time, vacuum advance is really kind of a moot point. Real shit like that. A tall tired, tall geared vehicle is where you can see benefits from vacuum advance on the street. I've never had any use for it on a racetrack. Most of the old parts running full manifold vacuum, 56 degrees advance at 60 miles an hour cruising. And that's a lot of advance. But if you're running full manifold vacuum, when you stick your foot in it and the vacuum goes away, that's going to fall back substantially, depending on what you got your vacuum advance set at. I'm guessing it's probably putting in 14, 16 degrees. So that puts you around 40. As long as you don't get detonation, that's good, man. Getting into destinations when you start tearing shit up. Blue Collar Nate says, that one made my ears go up, right? Landon says, Blue Collar, just look at a splitter and hook up a splitter and run both. That would just basically give you a vacuum leak at idle. Really, when you think about it, ported vacuum is just a port and a carburetor on top of the throttle plates. What motor is in the pickup behind me? That is the big, bad, nasty S451 I've been talking about for the last 15 minutes. It is, and it is not a stroker in a 400 block. It is actually a 440 block, 55 over. Bore and stroke is the same as it would be in a 400 with a 440 crank in it. A lot of people think it's a stroker because it happens to be that displacement, but it's not. It's actually an RB. And if I could do it all over again, I would have done it in a B block because I ran into something I never thought I'd run into in a tin grill truck. It's hood clearance problems. That's what happens when you put Victor style heads on an RB and a trick flow manifold. So that gaping mountain of hood clearance you once had goes away. Most of the old parts Ron is also running an Edelbrock Performer RPM intake, 1/7/8 hooker headers, and 833 trans with 323s and a 28-inch rear tire. See the Pants ET slip says 1280s at 105 1/4. Sounds about right. That's a good combination, man. I'm assuming you're talking about your Roadrunner. Drove my old Roadrunner 13 years, solid plate in the Dizzy, but granted low compression. Blue Collar Nate says, I've been known to file the slot in the advanced pot to get more timing at cruise so I could still be where I wanted at wide open throttle. I've done things like that myself. Most of the old part says 12 degrees initial, 36 total without the vacuum advance. Okay, so that vacuum advance can's putting in 20. Wow. That's a good quick curve, though, and all in at 22. I like that. It's about how I've got my MSD set up in the truck. It's all in at about 2,000. 18 initial and 18 mechanical for a total of 36. Puts the marks right on just a hair above the weld on the strap of the spark plug. So that's where she's happy. Landon says, the way I use it, I run my 429 Thunderjet on manifold vacuum and she runs great. Most Fords do seem to like the manifold vacuum better. I've got a 67 F100 outside that's been sitting for a number of years, belongs to a buddy of mine. He's doing a bunch of work on it. It's got a 352 in it. And we just put a little 600 Holly on it. And I ended up putting it on manifold vacuum. It had a stumble. It just had a stumble trying to run ported vacuum to the vacuum advance, and putting it on manifold vacuum, it was happy as a lark. My buddy Mike has a small block Mopar with more cubes than your 451. That's badass. What size is that, Ron? I've seen 426 small blocks, but I'm assuming that's probably an aftermarket block too. Well, what size is it? You got me curious now. I'll tell you, one of my favorite cars in this whole crowd is Mohawks. That Scamp is just awesome. I love that thing. Landon says, it sounds like you need a scoop. I know, right? But I'm just, this stubborn old bastard ain't willing to cut a hole in my bird bath hood on that pickup. If I could find a flat hood for it, which would mean just getting off my ass and going to the wrecking yard, because we all know that all of them, put a flat hood on it, I would put a hole in it, put a bug catcher on it. Hell, I might even put a tunnel ram on it. Rob's Rods and Streetcars. What's happening, man? Good to see you. Turbo Tom 416. What's happening? Hey, Rob, got done with the Ram 4500, all programmed and running good. Ron says, yes, the Roadrunner. You're going to have to take a second and step out of the booth this year and take that Roadrunner down the track once. Only costs $3,000. Is that a 110th anniversary Road King? No, it is not. It's a 105th anniversary Heritage. Yeah, the copper and black was the 105th. $472 with a bigger one in the works and an R3 block. That is nothing short of badass right there, man. Have you hugged your tunnel ram today? Hey, we should put that on a shirt, Dougster. Planning on finding a scoop for my T-bird. Hanlon says, is everyone in here a Mopar, no car kind of guy? I am a diehard Mopar guy, but if it's American muscle, believe me when I tell you, I love it. Have absolutely nothing against Chevys, Fords. I love Pontiacs. Yeah, so no, we're not necessarily. Deke would flunk my car in tech. Ah, come on now. Tunnel rams need love too. Yes, they do. Blue Collar says, I own a Mopar, but Mopar guys won't approve of my plans for it. You asshole. I'm knowing you, Nate. I'm sure whatever the hell you plan on doing, it's going to be badass. Functional says, not a diehard Mopar group Chevy guy. Can't wait to get my hands on my first Mopar, though. That's Thumper saying, not mine. Cool, I'm a GM guy at heart, but I have love for and appreciate other brands as well. See, that's me. I like them all. Should be pretty sporty. I'm guessing you're probably going to stick an LS in it. If I had to guess. Mostly old parts says, if I didn't own parts, I'd have Pontiacs. The 1970 Grand Prix J model is a sexy biatch. I will not disagree. My first car that I never got was supposed to be a first generation Firebird. I just never could find the car that I wanted. And I ended up buying my Charger. I still have it today, and not sorry I did. I love that car. But one of my bucket list cars to this day is still a first generation Firebird. Preferably a 67 with a 326 in it, but you know, that might be asking a little much. Hanlon says, but I'm not putting this damn twin turbo in this F-150. I'm not, I mean, teach their own. I'm not going to sit here and step on anybody's neck for doing it, but me personally, I'm not into the what I call crossbreeding so much, unless of course you're Mr. Cope that puts a third gen Hemi in a Ford truck and makes it badass fast. There's nothing that's not cool about Mr. Haney. That thing's just fucking awesome. And from what I'm hearing, that sumbitch is getting even more awesome every day as of late. By the way, what's happening, Mr. Cope? Well, what is going on, brother?
I just thought I'd jump on here and ruin some Mopar guys' day.
Tore up your shoulder, but you still make the camera work. Right on, man.
Oh, yeah. That's what my screen name's about, man. I'm stuck in T-Rex mode on my left side.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I tore.
You're in a sling. What'd you do?
Well, I I was working on a Ford Explorer. I had the lift down pretty low, and it was one of those spots where you had to reach way up in a hole and down over the transaxle. And when I had the lift down low so I could get up in there, and when I pulled my arm out, I kind of had to twist my body, and it sounded like you ripped the tongue out of your boot. And
shit.
I heard it and I thought, well, that's not good. And it turns out I was right. So I tore my upper tendon and my lower tendon in half, and my rotator cuff they're not sure if it's over 50% torn or not. And I've also got a big bone spur in there they're going to take off. So I'm going to be down about 12 weeks. So anyway, I was kind of keeping quiet about this, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you. But I bought a 63 Dart GT. You know, I drove a 63 Dart 170 in high school, and loved that car, dude. Indestructible. Absolutely indestructible.
Don't think it was publicly, but I think you texted me. I do remember you telling me about the Dart.
But man, I've got 85% of the parts to put that car together. We're doing an LS with twin 76s on it, 400 with a brake. You know, it's getting a narrowed 8.8, 28.10.5. It's going to be a rowdy little car.
Nice.
Yeah, and you know, and it's just one of those things. You know, I can't help myself. It's like I got all the Ford guys mad at me, so you know, we might as well work on the Mopar guys now. And I don't know what I'm going to do next, man. If it'll be Honda guys or what, but you know, I don't know if you can defend them. But
you know, I think it was first year No Name Nationals. Night Rancher showed up with that tin grill Dodge with the LS in it, and you know, and although it wasn't probably my favorite thing in the world to see, that's a cool dude right there, and it was a good running truck. You know,
yeah, you know,
I'm not gonna talk bad about the guy. Hell, I met him in person. He was a nice guy. He did a cool thing with a cool old truck. You know,
right.
to each their own. Just because I ain't gonna do it, that don't mean you're the fucking devil for doing it.
Well, right. Well, it's the ones that get mad about it that motivate me to do it. You know, it's like, you're really gonna get mad about how I spend my time and my money on my car, but,
right?
This just showed up today for my 66. And,
nice.
Yeah, so I'm still buying parts even if I can't work on them. But I bought a chopped and channeled 23T coupe, and I'm gonna take the big block out of my 66 and put it in the T with twins on it, and it's a 4-speed car. And man, I got so much. It's stupid because I was just kind of laying low, you know, being quiet, and I had so much cool stuff coming, and then I wrecked my shoulder. So I'll be lucky if I have something together for No Name Nationals. I'm just gonna shoot for having my 66 there, but you know, it is what it is.
I'll tell you this: why don't you shoot for getting yourself better first? And if you show up without a fucking car, we'll be happy. We'll be happy to see you.
Oh, I'll be there.
You
man.
know,
I've signed up, and I'm going to be there. And see, I'm looking to be back to normal like the middle of August. And you know, if I'm back to normal the middle of August, there shouldn't be any problem with having that 66 ready, because I legitimately have all the parts to put it together.
Right.
And you know, I don't want to show
up.
Well,
I blew that truck together in about a month and a half from an empty frame with no front clip on it. So
yeah,
you know, a lot of long fucking nights, but
yeah,
I'm here to tell you it can be done. You know it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, there are two kinds of people in this world. There are those that do things and those that criticize those that do things.
Exactly.
And I'm in the first group. You know, it's like, not right now. But, you know, it's comical because last weekend we did a twin turbo kit on a buddy's 64 Impala wagon. And it's like, I'm stuck in T-Rex mode, but I can still feed filler rod in T-Rex mode. So it's like,
there you go.
I had a good day. I felt like I got something accomplished, you know?
Yeah, you know, and there you go. That's something. That's something, and that probably makes you feel better too. You know,
sure. And it's all about your mindset. You know, everything in life is, man. Whether it's working on your project or whatever, it's like, you know, I'm always looking to outperform myself. You know, it's like and you know, just be productive and outperform myself, and I just lose my mind not doing that. And they tell me for like 6 weeks, my arm basically I would have to hold. Well, that's backwards. Kind of have to hold like an ink pen between my elbow and my body. You know, it's like I can't raise it at all for the first 6 weeks. But, so I'm going to be losing my shit. But you know, I'll tell you what, I will gain some manual dexterity in my right hand. I'm certain.
Right. Well, the human body is an amazing thing when it comes to shit like that. Yeah. You adapt and you learn how to adapt, and you know. But I'm with you. I get I can't stand to just sit around and do nothing.
Absolutely. You know, and it's like, you know, I went to the orthopedic surgeon yesterday. You know, they're scanning through the MRI, and they looked at me and they said, "Well, what are you taking for pain?" And I said, "Well, I said, when it gets pretty bad, I take a couple of ibuprofen, and they just kind of looked at me, you know. And it's like, you know, I'm going to maintain a positive attitude, you know. And it's like,
Yeah.
that was like the whole idea behind my YouTube channel from the beginning, was to inspire people to get to work on their stuff. And, you know, it's like, part of that's, you know, your attitude, man. It's like, a lot of times the problem isn't the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem.
Right.
And, you know, it's like, so it's, you just gotta stay after it, and just get on it. I mean, you know, man, I mean, you know, you throw a truck together, nothing flat. I know you got all kinds of stuff going on, which is also something I need to talk to you about, your t-shirt deal and how you do that. I've got an idea, but
well, you've got my number. Holler at me on the
I
phone.
I'll do it. But yeah, and that's what I was intending to do. I didn't, you know, wasn't trying to do it, you know, publicly here, but yeah, it's but yeah, it's
well,
awesome,
I don't matter about that either. You got a good idea, publicize it.
Well, I don't want to throw it out there
don't make
too
a
much,
kid
you
to
know?
me. But yeah, if you want to get something going, just holler at me.
Yeah, last time I had an original idea. Cletus McFarland got on that bandwagon pretty quick.
Damn it.
Yeah. You'll have some of that on them big jobs. But, yeah, man. But anyway, I just wanted to jump on here and go ahead, and, you know, the Mopar thing came up, and I was like, damn, you know, because I really wanted to just show up with that car out of the blue. Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know me, man. It's like,
why not? Have some fun.
Bro?
Yeah, have some fun.
Sure. And I don't know, man. It's like my wife, you know, she sees some of the hate I catch on YouTube about the stuff I build, and she's like, I don't know how you put up with that. You know what? That don't make you mad? And I tell her, say, no, man, I think it's funny.
Makes me laugh. Yeah.
Absolutely. And she's like, well, why is that? I said, you understand that this guy is walking around angry about the way I'm spending my time and my money on my car. I said, that's comical.
He must have a pretty pitiful life.
Well, once they start hating on me, it's my goal to make them yell at their wife and kick their dog, you know?
Right.
Yeah. But
that's how you win at that game. Yeah. To me, trolls can be irritating, but 99.9% of the time, them sons of bitches are just straight up comedy.
Well, sure. And, you know, if you look at it objectively, you're never going to be criticized by somebody that's doing more than you know?
Right.
If they're trying to bring you down, it's because you're above them, you know? And,
exactly.
But once again, it just goes back to attitude, you know? There's a lot of things in this world I give a shit about. Trolls ain't one of them.
Well, you know what they say, nobody likes a winner.
Yeah, right.
You know,
I figure if the target's on my back, that means they can see it from where they're at.
When I was playing the dirt track game, we were the only Mopar in the field, and they hated our fucking guts. We were loud, we were obnoxious, and we won races.
Yeah, and you know, you was out running all them third-gen Camaros.
Exactly.
You
it was a 408 stroker in a third-gen Camaro.
Yeah, right.
With a Monte Carlo back half on it. We ran super stock class. So.
That's even better. You know, years ago, I had a buddy that he put it. Well, I mean, it was a Ford engine. It was a dart block. You know, there wasn't a Ford part in it, but he put it in a '62 Chevy 2-station wagon, and it's a small tire car, and that thing was bad.
I'll bet.
I thought it was just funny as hell, you know, because people get all stirred up about it. I loved it. You know?
The video quality ain't great because it was so long ago, but there is one video on my channel of that dirt car. If you're interested in checking it out, it's the title of the video is Mopar in a Field Full of Chevys or some shit like that. One Mopar in a field full of Chevys, or I forget what I titled it, but one day I was bored digging through the old archives, and I said, I'm going to put that sumbitch on the channel. Fuck it, you know, and it actually did pretty good for a video.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You just never know what in the hell's going to do something. It's, you know, the things I thought, you know, the things I was half-assed making fun of myself when I made them, you know, do good. And then things I think, boy, this one's going to be a banger is a disappointment. But it just is what it is.
Yeah, you know, people are going to be people. Assholes are going to be assholes, and they're going to stick in their own miserable little bubbles, and, you know, let them.
Yep. I ain't got time to waste.
When you allow them to let you into their miserable little bubble, that's when they won.
Right. And if somebody says something that pisses me off, it's because I gave that statement the power to piss me off.
Exactly.
You know, I allowed that. I decided that what they said meant enough to me that I should get upset about it.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, like I say, I ain't gonna stay long. I just want to hop on here and kind of tell you about my Mopar deal. It's gonna happen, you know. But you know, the cool thing about that is I won't be throwing it together and not really coming out untested. It's like I'll have all winter to get this thing built to the standards I want to build it to, and then you know a
Right.
big part of next year to test it and get it working the way I want it to. And I've got 2 spare motors gathered up for the thing. I've got like my primary motor and then 2 more spares. So
So you're
it's like
thinking this car might be a no-name 2025 car?
it's looking like it. It was going to be a
Nice.
2024, but and if I get my poop in a group, and I think I can make it happen. If it depends on you know how much mobility I get. If I can get my T put together, I'll probably bring it rather than my 66 because it's going to be so cool. I don't know if you saw it on my Facebook page or anything, but
It's not ringing a bell, but now I'm
okay.
going to go look.
Yeah, a little. Yeah, well, I'll just send you a picture. It's a little chopped and channeled 23 T coupe. It's on nice aftermarket frame rails. Got a 4-speed in it. Pretty cool
Sweet.
little car. Yeah, and I picked it up for a deal. You know, it's like I cannonballed over the other side of Tulsa to get it on a Wednesday night because I was afraid somebody else was going to buy it before I could get there.
Right.
But yeah, I've got that big block coming out of the 66 because I'm putting an LS in it. Well, I'm going to take that big block and hang a set of twins on it and put it in the little T. And I am a man of great testicular fortitude. However, I do not think I will top end that car. It's like, you know, there's a point where good sense kicks in.
Right.
But it might make an epic burnout car.
Yeah.
But it just, you know, like I say, it just depends on mobility and ability. And, you know, I've got most of the parts already. I've got to order a flywheel, clutch, and pressure plate, motor mounts, just very little. I mean, I've got everything for the car down to the door latches. I've just been buying parts like mad. I mean, it's unbelievable.
So what you actually lack is just chicken shit little stuff.
Right. And the ability to put it all together.
Right.
But that's all right, man. The way I look
at
it,
that'll come back to you.
Well, sure. You know, they're gonna work on me Wednesday. The way I look at it, man, I'm on the road to recovery. You know, each day after that, you know, it's gonna get a lot worse when they do surgery, but then it's gonna start getting better. You know, like right now, I'm just a damn gimp. You know, I ain't good for a whole lot. Maybe a little entertainment and a smart aleck remark here and there, but you know,
hey, that's what
keeps
your head up, man.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I've been through way worse than that. You know, that I haven't even crossed my scream threshold with this. It's not a big deal. You know, it's really not. It just is what it is. But yeah, I don't like to dwell on it. You know, like I say, we're just gonna do what we got to do and get on. It's like my mind's already out here in the future putting these cars together.
It's the way to do it.
Yep. But anyway, man, well, I'm gonna jump off here, make room for somebody else, and quit blabbing about my nonsense. But thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you stopping in. It's good seeing you.
Likewise, man. Like I say, I'll shoot you a picture of that car.
Right on.
All right. See you, bud.
Catch you later, man. Where are we at with the comments? Let's see. Hanlon's put up a video titled Cheap Rust Repair and got over 15,000 views. I only have 185 subscribers. I saw that video, actually. Landon says, my chainsaw jump start video didn't do much. I was surprised. I'll tell you what's surprising me is the closer I get to 1,000 subs, I keep gaining subs. I ain't put shit out in weeks. Hell, I haven't even done a live, 2 weeks in a row. I hadn't even done a live. And got a few text messages in the last couple of days. You going live this weekend? I'm thinking I should probably get back into doing it. So I just made the time. But I've been fucking slammed. But I'm sitting at 908 subs, so I'm getting there. But it seems like I'm picking up a sub or two every day, and I really ain't doing shit to earn it. Feels dirty. Max Wedge says, bull seasons keep me working on my car. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, that is badass. It's a good looking car. Right on, Nate. That is a good looking car, brother. Never argue with an idiot. They'll drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. That is a fact. What's happening, Dean? Good to see you, man. I think I'm a little bit behind on the comments. Dean says, I'm stupid enough to try anything, anytime, anywhere. Sometimes I can be that way too. Hanlon says, like the old saying goes, I knew I was wrong 20 minutes ago. I'm just fucking with you. All right. Happy Friday, fellers. What's happening, Jason? Good to see you. Mostly Old Part says, live, learn, rethink, do it again, live more learning, do it again, live, laugh, live, and do it again. Exactly. Dean says, Jason, it's hotter than the furnace with shatters, meshes, what? Mesh hatch and the bad Nero. I fucked that all up, didn't I, Dean? But I sure am glad you're here. Yeah, I remember Jason's It's Hotter Than Shit videos last year, the shorts. That shit was funny. Hotter than two rats fucking in a wool sock. Hanlon says mostly old parts. You can do what you want to make things work. My dad ran a 350 with 7 cylinders and a chunk of wood in the 8th cylinder for over a year. Do what you got to do to get by. Functional says, Ron Ward, you see the Stone Soup video today. Wendy says, hi, Jason. What's happening, Wendy? Hanlon says, ended up putting a 6-cylinder piston and connecting rod in it. Had to hand file the connecting rod to fit the 350 crank. That's some hard work right there, man. Functional haircut. Not yet, sir. It's on my to-do list. Functional histories, Vic. Are you talking about the one of Jamie smashing the carburetor? That shit was funny. I'm fired up about that one. I would be too. That's going to be cool. Landon says, I've got to get my 2.3 turbo in the shop so I can get my Bradley GT2 built. That sounds like a cool build. Dinner is done. Don, eat it while it's hot. And it says, thanks for watching. Of course, man. It's usually what I do in the morning when I drink my coffee is try and watch some YouTube videos. And I never can stay completely caught up because that would require all day, every day. There's so many of you guys putting out good content. But I usually spend about an hour, hour and a half in the morning watching videos before I come out here and start putzing around. Max Wedge says, got to go to the garage. Need to make room to work on my free 4-wheeler. Guy charged the battery backwards, burnt something up, no spark. Oh, shit. Probably knocked out the igniter module for it. To Tony, if I fuck everything up and enjoy it. Wendy, g'day. Don's got to pop it while it's hot. Max Wedge says, later, everyone. Good luck with that 4-wheeler, brother. I am Wendy. It's great. Thank you, honey. Wendy is on the One-Eyed Cat channel. Blue Collar Nate says, only in this community will a wife call her husband to dinner in the comments. I know, right? She's a good girl, that Blue. I'm going to walk back to the fridge and grab me another cold snack. The sound will come with me and the camera will follow. Baby. Hopefully the Harley and the Dodge kept you guys company there for that 30 seconds. Mohawk says, I have a bunch of video from last week's car show, but darn music in the background. Voice it over, man. Or, you know, just take the video, cut the audio out of it, and use copyright-free music. Yep, that's the one. Oh my God, dying laughing at the Office Space references. Yeah, that shit was funny. Jamie's a good dude. Oh yeah, frosty cold beer. You said the weather's nice. It is time. Kind of nice to get back out in the shop. I always enjoy doing the lives out here in the shop. Yeah, I gotta spend a little time detailing up the Harley and start spending a little time riding it too this year, now that we're finally warming up. Looks like shit right now. Should have hid the thing from you guys. What's going on, Nick? Thank you, sir. Boy, that 300 build of yours is going to be something to be reckoned with. That thing is going to run really well, I think. I've just got a feeling. Heritage Softails and Fat Boys are my favorite. Yeah, mine too. Of course, Fat Boy is on the same chassis. So that makes perfect sense. This one here is a 1 of 5,000. There was only 5,000 done in that color scheme. That's a 105th anniversary bike. I sure hope so. I think it will. You've done a good job putting that together. Dean says, I have a 6-fingered salute of gratitude to you, Nichter Van Main. A lot of fat boys here, Nick. LOL. Yeah, I'm one of them. The only other bike I would take would be an original dual belt drive shovel head Sturgis, maybe in another life. Yeah, that would be a cool bike. Many years ago, I had a 52 Panhead with a shovel top on it. That was a fun bike. Actually had a lot of fun with that bike, trying to challenge drunk guys at the bar, see if they could start the fucker. That was one of those that you didn't get it just right. That sucker just threw you right over the handlebars. Dad brought out his Honda 90 pit bike with a cylinder hone. Took 2 days and it worked. Well, when you stop and think about it, that's all a boring bar really is a very aggressive hone. Just the right size. What's that, Dean? What's just the right size? I've never owned an electric start Harley. They've all been kicked. An art for sure. That is a fact. That is a fact. Mine was pretty aggressive. You had to retard the mag to get it to go, and then you had to advance the mag or it wouldn't stay going. And if you forgot to retard the mag, that's when the sumbitch would throw your ass over the handlebars. If you were lucky without a broken leg. Functional had a Bonneville in a different life. My best friend said that I looked like I was using it as a crotch pillow. Shit. Wendy says, I got to get that sticker off my van that you sent Don for his birthday last year. I had someone follow me home from work last night. Well, you got somebody aggressive following you home from work last night. It's your Second Amendment right in this country to defend yourself in whatever way necessary. You ever seen the Sportster drop in person? Usually results in a hyperextended knee. Yes, I have. Yeah, I think you called it best by saying it's an art. Be a lot of fun messing around with kids these days. Hey, can you get it started? I'll give you $50 if you can get it started. And if you can't, I ain't paying your hospital bill. Hanlon said, I never owned a Harley, but I'm selling my Boulevard 1500 C90 in mint condition. Boulevard, that is a Victory bike, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the Boulevard is a Victory. Dean Stevenson says, sawn-off potato launcher works really good. Made out of an old Super Trap muffler. There you go. Her van is real noticeable with that one-eyed cat monster decal on the window. I'll get a razor blade. Razor blade and peel it off, and a little cleaner carb spray on a paper towel to get any sticker goo left behind off. Mohawk says, it really sucks about the music in the background. I finally got my friend Wendell to talk about his beautiful 1957 Coronet two-door hardtop. That's got to be a beautiful car. Well, put it up anyway, man. Worst they can do is not monetize the video. That is the absolute worst they can do to you. They'll take away any monetization and give it to the fucking artist of the music. I'd put it up anyway. And if it's just background noise over the top of your interview, they might not even catch it. Very similar to Elmer Fudd's weapon of choice, right? Sad though, I love the stickered window, but well, first of all, why'd the son of a bitch follow you home? And second of all, why isn't the son of a bitch in the hospital? I can tell you right now, if I was out and about and some motherfucker maliciously followed me home, it would be the worst goddamn mistake they made in their life. Let's just put it this way. If I miss, the neighbor won't. Okay, thanks, Tony. I'll try to put it up. Yeah, fuck them. Like I said, the worst they can do is demonetize the video, or they won't. I shouldn't say demonetize it, though. They split it like 90-10 or whatever with the artist of the music. Did the bank drop after work? Yeah, freedom sticks have a really good way of deterring malicious assholes that want to take your bank drop. Dean says, exactly. A question has to answer, Wendy. Yeah, I don't know. I just not afraid to defend myself by any means necessary, and I'm sick of the crime in this fucking world. I'll just leave it at that. Second Amendment's there for a reason. I'm pretty sure most everybody in this chat would agree with me. Did a police report today at work on my day off. Now that sucks. So much for a day off. Did you get any kind of, were you able to ID the vehicle or get a license number or give the cops something to work with? Dean says, even the non-American one here agrees. Yeah. I have zero fucking tolerance for that kind of shit. Come around here looking for trouble, you're going to find it. And it probably won't end well for you. Nick the Van Man says 24/7, 365. There's a 5-inch Springfield 1911 in my waistband. Occasionally a 357 or a 44 when I'm outdoors. Right on. Good, Wendy. Maybe they can find the son of a bitch and do something about him. By the way, Nick, that's a nice weapon right there. Store change policy. A drops now. Yeah, that's probably a better idea than making bank drops at 10 or 11 or whatever time at night you close the store. Nick, as long as you don't get nupple confusion. Landon says, we just had an 85-year-old woman win a gunfight with a home invader in my town. Now, that's a badass right there. Good. That's why you don't hear of a lot of home invasions in Arizona, because there's a really good fucking chance there's a gun in there and the homeowner knows how to use it. Hanlon says, take care, all gotta go. Appreciate you hanging out with us tonight, brother. As Bear Rose Garage would say, get that metal hot. Dean says, tune in next time when Nick says 3 of a kind, Mo 4. Yeah. My favorite last words, fuck around and find out, FAFO. 4 guys in the car, and won't say the color, just saying. Doesn't really matter what color they are. We know what they were. She got shot 3 times and lived. Guy was dead in her kitchen. Holy shit. Motherfucker came into her house and shot her. Who the hell shoots an 85-year-old lady? What a fucking piece of shit. Car was white. Car was white with 4 big brown turds in it. Yeah, it's getting pretty bad out there, unfortunately. It's fucking shame. Yeah, that's all they were, big pieces of shit. Funny thing is, shit splatters. So if you did shoot them, you'd probably, the neighbor would have had brown stains all over their house. Yeah, you know, and it don't even matter the race. It don't even matter the color. That kind of garbage comes in all. You know, these days everybody's so goddamn afraid of that N word. I ain't going to say it just because I don't want my channel took down, but, you know, that word applies to just about every race there is. They come in all colors, all shapes, and all sizes. The projectile doesn't care. That's a fact. And I'll tell you what, there's a whole lot of white motherfuckers out there ain't no goddamn good either. So how's the 440 build coming along, Don? Making some progress with that. Blue collar says the thing about that word that I'm is that I'm expressly prohibited from saying it due to the color of my skin. According to my way of thinking, that's the definition of racism. Yeah, ain't that a fact? Well, that's the thing, you know, they all want to call us racist, but you really boil it down, them motherfuckers are the racist of them all. And the bad grin 90. Wendy says, I got to get one firsthand and it will be coming soon. Don says, Cam showed up needing ordered parts to show up. Nice. I thought I heard something somewhere. You got to put cam bearings in it. Did you have you had bad cam bearings or something? I'm not racist. I'm just anti-hypocrisy. You and me both, man. You and me both. The whole fucking narrative surrounding all this racism bullshit is the most hypocritical bunch of bullshit there is. I was on an internet forum yesterday doing some reading, and there was a guy's signature that I wished I would have screenshotted it because I can't remember exactly what it said. But it was something to the reference of liberals being the maggots on the face of the planet or something. I got a kick out of it. I speak code, so unlearned won't understand shit, right? Gringo equals grin. I like that. I do like that. So did you end up getting that cam from Joe, Don, or did you get something different? Now, you were talking earlier, Nate, about getting a kick out of people trying to rain on your parade or down or whatnot. I get a kick out of all these assholes that get pissed off at my FJB stickers and flags. Talk about watching people get fired up. Wendy says, a one-eyed cat, who is paying for the parts? Hello. We are. Good answer, Don. Good answer.
Oh, there I am.
There you are. What's happening, brother?
Yeah, this is a lot easier than trying to keep up with texting.
I know, right?
Yeah, I got that cam showed up from Joe. So it's actually
Right on.
right there.
Nice.
But yeah, the cam bearings, it's Max Wedge was down here when John come down that week he did the live. Dropped my transmission off. That's in the garage. That's a pretty piece. I like looking at it just sitting on the floor.
I know, huh?
Well, we took the timing chain gears off of it, because I had the motor already tore down, but I didn't pull the cam and the crank out of it because I wanted to keep the bearings oiled up,
Right.
And we pulled the cam out of them. It looks like somebody did a timing chain and gear change way back, and they was in there, rooting with a screwdriver trying to get that gear off, and it just kind of chipped away at the cam bearing. It's like, man, somebody was in here rooting with a shovel.
Just the front one?
Yeah, but like the third one back, it had a lateral chip missing out of it. Not rotational chip, like it was just a flake. It's like,
that may have.
But
It could have been something embedded too, rather than missing.
Right.
Hey Don, some info for you on cams with a restrictive iron manifold, split pattern, more duration, and lift on the exhaust side will help crutch them. Delta Camshaft does my custom grinds. That is a good piece of advice. But you've already got the cam. You got the cam from Joe. You got the spec on it.
Well, he's got the spec. There wasn't no paperwork or nothing showed up with the cam, just greased up, wrapped in plastic. But Joe sent me a text that showed me the equivalent, cam specs for a.
Right.
I forget, was it comp cams or whatever?
Is it a flat tappet hydraulic?
Yeah. I guess it's going to have like a 525 lift.
Oh wow, that's and you're running factory heads?
Yeah, but I did port them. I cleaned them up quite a bit.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, with that much lift. Go ahead.
I was saying, with the only thing sucks is my exhaust is going to restrict flow on the out part, but I don't know. I've never put a motor together. They come up in
Right.
chat last year about, just wanting enough cam to let, just a little something. I don't
Right.
want to go drastic.
Yeah.
And Joe made a
I've got
comment about it. He had one on the shelf that would perk at right up, and it, 4 stops later, it's here. Because Joe sent it to Ed. Ed made sure it was still straight. He made a video about that, and he sent it to Professor P. He profiled it and all that, and then
Oh, Shane did?
yeah, then he sent it on to me.
Nice.
It's like, wow, that was just from a conversation in the chat room,
Joe's good people. Well, all 3 of them you mentioned are good people. But Joe's good people. And that will definitely that will definitely perk that right up. I 525,000 lift. I think it's probably a little more than you were after.
Probably. But the only thing is, at least when I do this motor, at least I'll have the one I take out. I'll still have a second motor. It just won't be rebuilt yet.
Right. Have you?
But we'll see what we get.
Have you had the heads to the machine shop, or did you just break them down and work on them yourself?
I just did them myself. We really don't have a whole lot of machine shops around here, and if they do, they're backlogged.
The only thing that concerns me is that much lift with stock guides. You might run into some collision issues with the retainer. Could potentially hit the top of the valve guide. Most big block Mopars you can get away with right around 500 thou, some a little less. So what you might do, Don, you got a dial indicator, don't you?
I have access to one.
Yeah, get you a dial indicator and pop the valve springs back off of the heads. Yeah, I know, pain in the ass, right?
They're still.
Oh, they're still apart. Good. We'll get you a dial indicator and put your retainers that you plan on using and the keepers and the valve together without the spring, or put a checking spring in there so you can operate it by hand. And make sure you've got that much plus at least 50. So I'd like, for me to be comfortable, as an engine builder, for me to be comfortable that you're not going to get in trouble, I would like to see roughly 550 thousandths of clearance. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
To where you can open that valve 550 thousandths without the retainer interfering with the top of the guide. And if not, rent you a guide cutter. What's that?
I think I'll be all right. But yeah, I want to.
Yeah, just check that, because you can rent a guide cutter, and it's not 20 or 30 bucks for a day. You can rent a guide cutter that goes on there and it'll cut your valve guides down to get the clearance that you need. So it won't cost you a lot of money to do it, but it'll cost you a hell of a lot of money if you don't do it and it don't clear.
Right.
You'll be lucky if you just end up with a bunch of bent push rods. And then you got to pull the fucker apart anyway and fix it.
Something.
Nate's asking you what the compression ratio is going to be.
It's going to be a factory bottom end. I think they're 9 to 1
ish. Why is Functional saying, is it already the piss off Tony hour? Who's trying to piss me off? I ain't mad at nobody. There's gonna be, hey, LNA's in the house. Good to see you, man. Blue, what harness do you use on your swaps? Factory computers? Oh, he's already answered that question. Yeah, eBay harnesses and stock ECUs. Functional says, my grandmother got accused of being racist when I was young. She told him, I don't care what color you are. Stupid is stupid. Go be stupid somewhere else. Yep. I can get on board with that.
Yeah.
And it's true. That kind of shit, it comes in all fucking colors. I like to see about 25 to 30 over the cam's max lift, so I know if I accidentally float valves, I won't have issues. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was just saying. You know, if you're at 525, I'd like to see it with, 550-ish of guide clearance. And like I said, if you, it's easy to check and it's easy to rectify while the heads are apart.
Yeah.
Once the engine's assembled, it becomes a royal pain in the ass. How are you going to go about changing your cam bearings, Don? You have a tool, or you got a shop that's going to do it, or?
No, I'm gonna actually. Damien, first responder, he was going to get a cam bearing tool anyway. He's like, oh, I'll just have them mail it to your house, and you can get it to me at no name.
Oh, okay.
That'll
Now,
work too.
I've got one, but I'm a little ways away from you. I will warn you. I will warn you on them damn big blocks. I'd say at least 60% of the time you'll put new cam bearings in that block only to find out the fucking cam won't fit. When that happens, call me. If that happens, I should say, call me. There is a way around it. There is a homegrown. It's an ugly, dirty way, but it works. You saw the truck go down the track. I had to do it in that truck, in that engine. I literally made a bearing cutter out of an old camshaft.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it's a well-known thing with big block Mopars. A lot of the time, so don't freak the fuck out. But so you've been warned.
Yeah.
But you might have that happen. I have seen it a lot.
Would I be able to test fit these cam bearings on the cam before I install them? Or
it's not the bearing. It's not the bearing that does it. It's the block.
The block constricts it that little bit.
Yeah. It's not the bearing. It's the block. Because I even tried that. I shit canned the bearings and bought a different brand of bearings and had the exact same clearance issues with the dial bore gauge on the exact same journals. And I've checked several blocks through the years, and it's always the same thing. It's always the block, and it's usually number 5 and number 4. But what you do is you basically take an old camshaft and you make a cutting tool out of it. You take the journal. Well, hang on. Let's just say this beer can is a camshaft. You'll take a cutting wheel and you'll cut. Oh, we got an echo from somewhere. And you'll cut a slice in each journal at a 45 on each side of it. You use a lot of oil and just roll that cam in there, and it'll shave it out. And the bearings will be uglier than homemade sin when you're done with them, but they'll work.
Oh, I'm hoping we'll be all right.
Yeah.
Man, this is a used can. He's had it in an engine before, so we might be. Well, we're going to find out when we put it.
Yeah.
Together.
Well, like I said, it's not the cam, and it's never the cam, and it's never the bearings. It's always the block. But just a little piece of advice for you. You might run into it, you might not. And if you do, it ain't the end of the world. But
Yeah,
You
I'm
know,
saying I'm looking for all the advice I can get anyway. So
I mean, the absolute fix is, you take it to the machine shop and have them line hone the cam journals out, and properly size them, and then, then that block is okay till the end of time. But it doesn't sound like you have that luxury up there. And at 11 o'clock at night, when I was fitting the cam into this engine 8 years ago, I didn't feel like tearing it all the way back apart and waiting another 2 weeks for the machine shop. I just improvised.
well, at least it worked for you.
Well, and it was it was a good machinist friend of mine that actually told me to do that. That told me that trick many, many years ago. Dean says Mopars have the world's biggest valve guides and stems and the worst concentricity. Chrysler went to do that to ensure durability with a huge D. Yep, big tall guides and 3/8 stems. Of course, everything back in them days ran 3/8 stems. Wendy says hit the thumbs up. Appreciate you, Wendy. LNA says I picked up something good for a good deal, but the wiring part I was concerned I was going to cost me, but I do have the stock ECM. Nice. Damn, bro, sorry to hear. I hope it all gets better soon. If you can wire a car stereo, you can wire an LS swab harness. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. That is a true statement. They are pretty straightforward. LNA says, I'm sure I'm going to have a few, but it looks simple enough except for making it fit. That's always the fun part. In 12 weeks, I'll be trying to take over the world again. Just a bump in the road. Nick says, big block Chrysler, king of power and core shift. Yeah, that's no shit. LS is factory line honed in the cam bearings. That's why every set you look at looks bad. Oh, you're saying they actually hone the bearings, Nate? I never really thought of honing a bearing because I would think the bearing would take on the wear materials from the stone. That's why I do the cut method. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, that's why I just cut them when it comes to that. Like I say, they look ugly, but at least it's a clean cut. That's why so many show copper, because they've honed the Babbitt out of them. Make more sense to make the fucking blocks fit better, but we could say that for a lot of engines out there. But that makes sense. It gets them the clearances they need, dead on. Of course, I like clearance anyway. If you got an extra thousandth of clearance somewhere in an engine, nobody's going to know about it. If you got less than 1,000, everybody's going to know about it. Nick says, take a wood broom handle wrapped with 3,000 in oil and run a drill slow, move it in and out. Worked on a 383. There you go. That's a good idea.
You'd have to get it just right, though, wouldn't you?
You would. Yeah, you would, because again, that's where making the tool out of the camshaft works good, because you are getting it just right.
It's already.
I will say though, to what Nick's saying, I did finish the bearings I didn't use 3,000. I used 2,000 because that's what I had, but by hand with, just got in there by hand and kind of polished them with some 2,000 when I'm done.
Well, at least while I've been waiting on parts and stuff, I am getting my rims cleaned up and painted. I didn't realize how bad they were getting. I mean, they look good from 20 feet, but you look at them, it's like, oh man, it's showing a couple rust spots, and the white paint was, I won't say it was getting chalky, but it gets that cream colored white to it. It's
Right.
not white.
Yeah, it kind of yellows over time.
Yeah, because I had painted them years ago when I first got the car, but I didn't paint them like I did this time. I mean, most of them I took it right down to bare metal.
Right.
Because it started off, I had one of the front tires. We got new tires on the front last year for the alignment, and had a bead leak. It's like every 2 days I go out there and got a flat tire. It's like I don't deal with flat tires.
No, I hate flat tires.
Ever have. Well, I had them take, although the spare tire wasn't holding air anymore either. So I had them, when they dismounted that tire, because I wanted to clean up the bead area. It's like, I might as well paint them, while the rubber's off.
Sure.
And now I'm down to the last 2 tires, and it's like, man, I can't wait to get these things done.
Right.
Here on the porch, trying to get some sun on the nice days, and little stereo playing, maybe a beer or two.
Yep.
Sanding what I can, and what chips off easy, I was taking all the way down to metal.
That's awful nice. You see that, Don? Nick says he'll throw you some mufflers if you're going to have the exhaust redone.
I might have to. I don't know. Well, we'll have to see on that. I was almost thinking about putting cutouts on it. Ron Ward made a comment about the quietest big block he's ever heard, and that kind of offended me.
Well, Nick's offering.
Yeah. I just might take him. I'll just send him my address and let me know what the bill is. Oh, cutouts.
He used the D word there.
Yeah.
Nick's a good dude.
I was thinking
he says he can donate cutouts too.
Where do you want me to send my address?
Well, if I remember right, that's what Nick does. Nick's an exhaust guy. Am I right, Nick? That's what you do for a living? You're an exhaust guy? So he can get all the cool shit. Junkyard D says, I'm late. Did I miss the burnout? No, we didn't do any burnouts.
Not yet.
Well, that would require warming it up.
I'm already getting it. No, Don. But honey,
if you're trying to build a performance engine, you need an exhaust that can breathe.
That's just it. I'm running these log manifolds because I don't have room for anything else.
What about like a block hugger header?
Never thought about those. Never heard about those. But I'm really, even with these log manifolds, I can't even get a finger between the inner fender and these manifolds are only.
You know what a block hugger is, right? Your typical, you got your 2, and then your center 2 ports, and they come down all real similar. They fit real similar to a truck manifold. Think of just about every friggin' 32 Ford you ever saw with a small block Chevy in it. 99% of them got them block hugger headers on them.
As long as I can plumb it out the front.
Here, let me. I'll tell you what you could do. You could get a set of block huggers and put them upside down and put them straight up through the hood.
I'm kind of hoping to.
I'm kind of thinking Wendy won't let that fly.
Yeah, I was wanting to keep everything under the hood.
I'm teasing, Don. I'm completely teasing.
That would work, though.
It would. Bet Chris could set you up with a set of headers like he's got on Homer, only for a big block.
Well, when the motor comes out and this exhaust does come off, I was planning on porting on them exhaust manifolds a little bit anyway. I mean, they're not very big to begin with, but so anything I'd clean up in there would have to be a plus.
Right.
So, and I'm not looking for monster performance or anything. I just want a little more than what I got. Because that old motor's getting tired.
You see that, Don? That's kind of what I was thinking.
4.5 inches. Nope.
You don't think you even got that much, huh?
Nope.
Son of a bitch.
I'd have to measure it, but no, I don't think I even have that much.
You need to find yourself a B block. But you've already got the 440, so. Yeah, and they kind of kick to the rear a little bit. That would be my only thought. You know, TTI, I mean, it's big money, but TTI don't make nothing that'll fit that combo. Or have you looked?
I haven't really looked.
Of course, you're talking about $1,000 for a set of TTI headers. I mean, the damn things will outlive you, but still, $1,000 is a lot of money.
Wife would really be cussing me out for that.
Just find something to sell. Cool if you could find a fab it yourself header flanges and make a new log with a 3-inch plenum like factory Lexus GX4. That's a hell of an idea right there, actually. That's a hell of an idea, and that would actually be a major improvement.
I'll just take it down to Nick and let him fix it for me.
I'll bet he'd be happy to. He is good at what he does. What is going on, Mr. Bad Attitude Blake? Good to see you, man. What's Dean saying? Block hugger, a greenie exhaust. Also, Blake is saying Sanderson headers makes big tube block. I think he's saying block huggers for almost everything, but it sounds like even a block hugger's not going to help here.
If we could smash them into rectangles.
But Nick might be onto something with creating I know you can find big block Mopar header flanges. Hell, if nothing else, find an old set of big block Mopar headers. It ain't worth a shit and cut the flanges off of them. But
yeah,
I'm pretty sure Schoenfeld still makes a set of flanges for the big block for a build it yourself kit. Nope, we don't need them either.
Yeah, bad attitude. Rain, rain, and rain.
And Nick is also saying John Wilburn has my info, and yes, I do exhaust.
All right.
Yeah, I think you need to get up with Nick. I think he can help you out with something cool. I mean, hell, just look at that look at what he's doing with that 300 Ford. That's badass in itself.
Yeah, I seen that the other day. It's like, ooh, interesting.
But I actually I like that idea. I mean, it certainly wouldn't be the be all end all, but it would be a damn huge improvement over a factory log manifold.
Yeah.
Because you were saying, what were you saying, Don? Those exit to the front of the
Yeah.
engine?
My uncle, he just turned them around side to side. That way they run
Yeah,
out
that's
the.
what I was going to say. Is that what they are? Is just a regular log manifold on backwards?
Yep.
Yeah. Like kind of like the old 292 Fords were in the pickups.
Yeah, because
think like a 62, 63 Ford with a Y block in it. They were like that. They had the manifolds that had the crossover tube in the front.
Yeah, the donuts are literally right next to the radiator. They're like right there.
Shit. Nick
When I
says
first got the car, there weren't even donuts in it. It's like, oh, this has an exhaust slick. It's like, oh, that's why.
Nick says those cars that I've seen with the headers all had cutout inner structure and fender well headers. Yeah. Yeah, if you did that, you could do whatever you needed. Bad Attitude says, rain.
Yeah. I'm trying not to cut on the car any more than I have to.
No, I don't blame you there.
I mean, it's still got a 6-cylinder K-frame underneath it. So once the motor comes out, I'm curious how much cleaning up and plating and I'm going to have to do under there just to.
How's the engine actually installed in it? Is it got a set of swap mounts in it, like the old Schumachers or something?
I don't even know. I gotta.
If it's still got the slant 6K frame in it, that's got to be how he did it, or either that or he built something.
He did a bunch of welding and cutting under there. Saying, well, you know how the backyard guys do it, the blue tip wrench.
Uh-oh. He's frozen. He's moving.
I did.
There you are. You're back. You just froze up there for a sec.
Look good on my end.
Yeah, he just froze up there for a sec. No biggie.
Oh, I don't care. Saying look good on my end.
Let's see. Dean says at least 394 eyebrow pistons. The skirts won't crack. Yep. You are correct. Yeah, I've actually heard of that being done using the FE pistons in the sixes. What is it, Nick? Isn't it like a full compression point you gain from doing that? Something like that, ain't it? Go grab me another cold snack.
All right. Then, Nick, if you want to text John Wilburn and tell him that it's okay to give me your information, that'd be great.
I've got Nick's number, and I think I've got yours, Don. I know I've got Wendy's. If Nick wants you to have it, I can send it to you.
All right, that'd be fine. I mean, I know Wilburn's turning into the.
Well, he's always been the No Name Nationals phone book.
Yeah, he's the board operator. That's it.
Yeah, anyone in the community is good.
Yeah, when I get that, Nick, I'll get a hold of you. Because I was thinking going cutouts with this because just a raw big block, that's got to make a little more noise than what I got now. I don't know how the locals would like it around here, but Doesn't mean I have to run them open all the time.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't have your number, Don, but I do have Wendy's. In fact, Wendy just texted me, but I have Wendy's, so I'll send it to Wendy.
All right. Appreciate it. Blue collar's headed out. Nice seeing you in the chat.
Yeah. Take care, Nick. Nate. Nate. Too many N's. Good seeing you tonight, brother. Let me find Nick. I got so many damn contacts. There's Nick. Share with Wendy.
Yeah, Nick. Well, the way they plumb out the front, I figure with that extra out the front, up and over, ought to give me plenty. We'll have to go watch the weather here soon. It's been raining all day today. I'm hoping we at least get clear up a little bit tomorrow.
Okay. Wendy just sent me your number, but I sent Nick's info to her. Until I save your number, it's easier to just share a contact that way. So yeah, you can get a hold of her that way, or get a hold of him that way. He's on Facebook too. I don't know. You're not on Facebook, are you, Don?
No, not really. YouTube takes up too much of my time as it is.
I don't on it much, but I'm friends with just about everybody in this community that's on Facebook. That's about all I use it for. Is this
right?
Past that, it's pretty much a rotting cesspool.
I like going into Marketplace, but that's about it.
Man, Marketplace fucking pisses me off. Well, it's not so much Marketplace, it's the goddamn people. I guess it's about a month ago now, I found a car trailer. Beautiful 20-foot car trailer. Dude wanted $2,500 for it. He's about an hour and a half away from me. And I messaged him, you still got the trailer? Yeah. I said, I got to finish this brake job on this Mack dump truck, and I'll head out. I'm about an hour and a half away from you. And I sent him a picture, a photograph of 25 $100 bills. Okay. You know, like, I'm not bullshit here.
All right.
He said, okay, but there's a lot of interest in this trailer. What part of, I just showed you $2,500 in fucking cash and I'll be there in 3 hours, did you not get? You know, I finish up the brake job and he doesn't say nothing, you know, past after that. So I finish up the brake job, go take the truck back to its owner's yard. And I messaged him, or I go to message him that I'm on my way, and I see in the messenger that the damn thing's marked sold. I think you got to be. So I message him anyway. So I guess you sold the trailer. He's all, yeah, first guy that came out paid full price for it. Well, okay, fucker. What was this $2,500 bills I sent you the picture of to you? Did you think I was going to negotiate the goddamn price?
Right.
Yeah. Fuckhead. You know, that kind of shit irritates me.
They sell shit out from under you like that.
Yeah, you know, it's like, you know, I message you, I want the damn thing, I'm coming for it. Here's proof I got the cash. I ain't bullshitting you or nothing. And you sell the fucker anyways. Same thing with a damn tire machine. Just happened the other day. there was a tire machine and balancer on there for $500, and that's a fucking steal.
Yeah.
And it was down in Phoenix. And I messaged, it was a woman selling it, and I messaged her. I said, "You still?" I actually, to be clear, all it said was tire mounter and balancer, $500. So I messaged her, "You still got these? 500 for both?" ? And she says, "Yes." And I said, "Okay." I says, "There's somebody down there who can help me load it up in my pickup." I said, "I'm about an hour and a half away." Ghosts me. Next morning, the fucker's mark sold. You fucker. I have the worst luck with fucking Marketplace. However, I did
I've
get
been
those
fortunate with
wheels off of
Marketplace.
Marketplace. Huh?
So I've always got lucky with Marketplace. I don't do a lot of business there. I've got a few things, but I've always had the people. It's not so much Marketplace; it's the people.
Right, exactly. That was to the point I was trying to get to, because I have, I've met some really cool people off of there. I mean, like those weld wheels that are on my truck. I got those ones and the 12-inch counterparts to them for $400, off a really cool dude. Really cool.
Yep.
And there's deals out there, but there's a lot of assholes out there on there too. I see first responders showed up. His ears must have been ringing.
Yeah.
the Don was just talking about you. What's happening, Damien?
Yeah.
Good to see you. Wendy's on Facebook. She can be your parts dealer, Don. There you go. Dean says, "Sorry, got the E wrong." No, he must have spelled Damien with an E. That's the other Damien.
All right.
Wendy says, "I hate people like that. Don't they just piss you off?" Hey, ASO is here. Good to see you, man. Yeah, how are you feeling? If you're in here, you're not getting your surgery done.
That's
trying to make it till Monday for surgery.
Well, hope it goes well.
Oh, man, I do too. It ain't his time. He needs to stay with us for a while. Well, I'm tired. I'll feel better next week. We're pulling for you, brother. 12 weeks of recovery. So you'll be right there with Nate.
Well, he's got to make it to no name. At least once.
It's just like the same thing I told Nate. He's got to get good. He's got to get good and then get to no name.
Right.
First and foremost is get good. And of course, Nate's busted up shoulders. Nothing compared to what ASO is fighting, but still. Got to be rough for sure. Hope all goes well to a speedy recovery. Yeah, it's been rough. Gonna get rough, but be alive. He says he's got to get rid of his excess baggage, so he's going to be traveling light and lean and doing it mean, right? I'm about a bored motherfucker. LOL.
I bet.
Man, that would drive me nuts. First responder says I should have a converter in a few days. Clutches are tight but doable. What you building the trans for, Damien? Forgive me, but I'm sure you've got videos out, and I'm sure I'm behind on them. Can't stand being inside. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, these days are getting longer and better. It seems like when we get rain, it's for a day at a time.
And you being so far up north, when's your sunset? About 8 o'clock?
Let me see. It's getting later. Usually by the time I get in the house, it's 9.
Right.
Yeah,
it's staying light here till 7:30 now.
Sunset 8:16.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was figuring, because you're quite a ways north of where I'm at geographically, and
Yeah.
I've got daylight, like I say, till damn near 7:30. Good thing is I'll have weeks of rehab building my muscles, rebuilding your muscles. 3-disc lockup converter for the 46RE. Nice. Putting that behind a diesel, or are you putting that in your Durango? Dean says, first responder, my uncle was the same. First responders are like that.
Yeah, I'd rather be outside.
Yeah, I got a little burnt up outside today. My buddy brought his mini excavator over here, and we was doing yard work. Guys, this is not a video. The guys said no video allowed in the shop with CNC machine due to the movie projects in there. Oh, shit. Top secret. Durango, nice. Happens if you lose your Betty Davis knees, Otto. Wendy says, and still don't have a swimming pool, one-eyed cat.
Well, that one blew out last year for a reason. Means we're done with them. I don't know. I don't know if we'd get enough use of a pool anymore with all the kids up and gone.
She wants a swimming pool and you want a hot rod.
Well, last time she got the pool, I got a deck. So there was a trade-off there.
There you go. Well, isn't that what marriage is? Compromise.
Yeah.
Give and take. That was a great swimming pool, though.
We got.
I might lose everything, but
24 years out of that one.
Out of that pool?
Yep.
Damn.
I think we put it up in 90s. This is a Wendy question. She knows. Yeah, we got 20 plus years out of that pool. So it was good money. I can't complain about that. Considering what the first pool we had was just a little fiberglass walled one that Kmart used to sell. She got it from her sister, and it ended up, for whatever reason, it blew down. And she called the homeowners, and they sent us a check for like $2,600.
Oh shit.
They wrote us up for a 15-foot metal wall, blah blah, and that's where the pool came from. So it was
Nice.
basically it was a free pool for 20 plus years. Except for all the chemicals over the years, but everybody has that.
That doesn't count. That's just you've got the pool. That's chemicals. Maintenance.
I know.
Ain't any
But it
different
was
than changing oil in your car.
that's
Dean
when I
says,
put
how
new
about
boards.
a convertible?
Spray on plastic bed liner.
For a swimming pool. Spray in the plastic bed liner, fill it with water. And that is pretty cool, Damien. You're working on a movie car. Welding a roll cage and a stretch limo. I have a video on that. Not loaded yet. That's cool.
Like a stretch limo isn't heavy enough already.
Right. No, you got the car and I got a deck. 20 years out of a pool. Damn, that's good.
Yeah, it's the what she kept it up, man. I don't think I ever seen it green. Some people take, they do nothing. So. Auto salvage got to be going stir crazy.
Oh man. You can get pools at Walmart for $20. Then you can get your TTI headers.
He's got all the answers.
Wait till you see the metal. ASO needs a pool full of women. There you go.
He'd be dead by morning.
Yeah.
I'll get him a lunge. He can watch.
Or line the trunk of the Valiant. That'd make a good pool. That is a big trunk on those cars. Dead in 5 minutes.
What a way to go.
Yeah. After the live, look at this. Okay. We got the pool in 98. I still got the paperwork. Wow.
Well, we got 25 years out of it. Yeah, it just plain petered out.
Oh, yeah. I just clicked open that video that Dean shared. Yeah, you got to watch that. That's cool. That's cool. That's a good share, Dean. Wow, we've already been at it for almost 2 hours.
Really?
Yep. Hour and 58 minutes.
Holy shit. Midnight.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Oh, it's midnight already. Holy shit.
Some women need warning signs on their fat. Yeah, that's no lie. Some of them are downright fucking evil. Yeah, so you would be alive. Unlike Yid's training water for 40 days, he's done it for 8 months. Yeah, he's definitely a fighter. It's a good thing. good thing.
As long as you don't give up. Hasn't yet, so keep on drooping.
I don't think give up's in his makeup. I really don't. Well, here we are at the 2-hour mark, so I think I'm going to shut her down. Got to get up early, and I got a fleet of dump trucks that need a bunch of service in the morning, so can't stay up all friggin' night.
That's understandable.
But I sure do appreciate you hanging out, and everybody else hung out, and everybody in the chat. 2 hours flew by pretty damn quick tonight. It's always nice to unwind on a Friday night with friends. Yep. Oh, yeah, sure. Now you want to come in, Brian.
He wants Weird Hour to start.
Of course. Been going for 2 hours. He probably fell asleep in his chair. Don, get my number from Tony. Okay. I'll send it to you, Don.
Actually, I do have Auto Salvage's number.
Well, he got a new number, so unless you just recently got it, it's probably not the right one.
It's an old one then.
I have his new one, so I'll send it to you.
All right,
it's all right, Brian. We can go for a little while longer if you want to hang out.
Come on in. Nope. Nope. Wendy's ready to watch the truck race.
Well, if you wanted to come in, Brian, and hang out, you can come in for a few. We can hang out for a few.
Hey, Brian, Dust Devil hasn't done a live in a while. He ought to fire one up one of these weekends. Kind of miss that the
Weird Hour. Well, usually when I stay on real late, we end up doing Weird Hour on here. All right, Don, check your phone. I just sent you a text.
Yep. Just come in.
So that's that text came from my number. So now you have my number, and that's ASO's number I sent you. And we lost him. He knocked himself out looking at his phone. So I was busy messing around with that. Sorry, some stuff happened. Video is unlisted. I'll post a link. Yep, that. Dust Devil Garage has been mostly normal here. Yep, had to change the number. Later on, Tony, I'm ready to watch the truck race. Sneak peek at the prototype to calibrate the catapult. Not set up to come in tonight. The Dawn is coming back. What'd you do? Kick yourself out?
No, the cat did. She flopped on my mouse and whipped out all my windows. I went straight to a blank screen. It's like, where'd it go? It's like, oh shit.
So anyway, now you got my number and ASOs. Come on in. The water's fine. That's what you would say. You could say if the Valiant had a pool. Dust Devil's working on starting his back up. That's cool. Yeah, I got to start putting out some videos. I got to hit my 1,000 mark. I need 92 subs to hit 1,000. Almost there. You could even use the plug to make a bubble hot tub.
That's right.
Colleen says y'all are still live. What's happening, Colleen? Yeah, I'm probably going to shut down here in a few minutes. I was talking about shutting down, and I thought Brian was going to jump in, but I guess he ain't gonna, so I'll shut her down. Probably the damn cat. Just tried to send you a video ASO, but it said you had text blocked. That was from Mohawk.
Yeah. Cat's going to get the mitten tonight.
What's been up with my truck? Well, I'm kind of still working on that fucking carburetor, but really think I'm going to end up just going and getting me a VRS and putting on it, because I need to be able to tune that intermediate circuit, and that's the one thing that VRS will give me, is the ability to tune the intermediate circuit easily.
Oh, Damien's out. He just got a call.
Oh shit. Hope everything's all right. Mohawk, I'll send you my new number. So that must be why there, Mohawk, you got his old number too. Colleen says, "No, I'm single and spend more money on my vehicles." It sounds like Brian. So yeah, that's what I've been doing, working on the carburetor, putting some new seats in it. Got one of them about halfway mounted. Put the solid tinted back glass in it. I just did that today. That made a big difference in the way it looks. I like it. Big solid 5% black back window. Took the slider out of it. I got the Cooper Cobras moved over to the drag lights on the front. Still looking for some reasonably priced slicks to put on the 12s for the back. Still got to get Caltrax. Still got to get springs. Still got to get this. Still got to get that. And money's in pretty fucking short supply. So we shall see.
Yeah. Well, we got 131 days to do it.
Well, that's why I ain't tearing nothing apart destructively until I have parts. And if I get to the point where I just know I ain't going to be able to afford the parts this year, then I'll leave the damn suspension alone and put the 28-10-5 slicks that I have on it and give it a rip.
I think everybody still has a couple things to buy.
Yeah. Well, and shit's just slowed down big time, business-wise, everywhere. I think it's Biden's economic programs. That and everybody just got hosed on fucking taxes. You're getting Caltrax, right? Yeah, if I can afford them. If I can find the money to do them. Yeah, the plan is, Brian, is Caltrax and the Caltrax split monoleaf springs on sliders in the rear with double adjustable shocks. But that right there is about $2,000 probably worth of parts.
No, Wendy, I'm not looking at Caltrax. Before Wendy tells me no.
Right. Yeah, Caltrax and a different shock setup in the back makes all the difference in the world. That is always a possibility. What I can't make my own of is springs. I need to put those damn springs on sliders, and I need to have a little bit more travel. So there's definitely going to be new springs in the cards for it. If anything, I'll do the springs before the Caltrax, but I'd like to just do it all at once. I need to get with Caltrax and see if well, I'm sure they can. They say they can make springs for just about anything, but ASO says he's about to burn up. It's hot.
Turn on the air.
Have you lowered the truck? Oh, it's the same height that was last year, but yeah, it's lower than stock. The axle has been flipped. And it's got the bucketed control arms on the front. Have you considered a Chrysler twin piston air conditioning unit from a 440? For what, Dean? You talking to me or someone else? Can't remember shit anymore. Join the crowd, Brian. Join the crowd. Question for the chat. Would you go to a new car show or go support Andy at the track? I'd go support Andy at the track, hands down.
Yeah, I'd definitely go to the track.
Lars still in the chat. Lars is still in the chat. Enough Shugu, you can make anything. I'll get that shirt out in the morning for you, brother. Actually thinking I'm gonna put I've got all those damn shirts I made for my channel that I took to No Name last year. I think I'm gonna put them fuckers on the website. Well, they are on the website, but I'm gonna discount the shit out of them, get them to move. Got enough fucking shirts. If I can get $15 a piece out of them, I could buy that VRS. Thinking about giving some people hell in a couple of years at duct tape. Yeah. If I wasn't so fucking tired from the drive coming back from No Name, I would have gone to duct tape this year or this last year, but it was literally 4 days after I got home from No Name when duct tape was, and it was all fucking sold out, so I couldn't go anyway. I mean, I could have gone as a spectator, but I don't want to go as a damn spectator. I want to go race. Wendy, I remember everything.
She does.
Sounds like a Meatloaf song.
I mean, like the radio on top of the freezer, she can tell you when we had it or when we got it, who got it, or about anything. And she probably has a receipt for it too.
A couple of years, I want to do both. Well, if the schedules stay the same, Brian, that's about what it is. By the time you get to Arizona, you got about 4 days. If you left directly from No Name to go, you'd have about 4 days. Dean, Wendy, we are Andy's toys. We see everything. Yeah, I might try to do it this year. Duct tape. I gotta buy my fucking entry before it sells out. We'll just see what happens. See what happens with the truck and money. See what happens with this election. Just when you want to say it can't get any worse, but fuck, believe me, it can.
It can, yes. I learned never to say that.
Yeah. Oh, it can. History can and will repeat itself. I mean, look at 1930s and 40s era Germany. They didn't think it could get any worse, and it did. Can ring up an airbag, ASO. Fucking get your ass on the ballot, and I will. See, that's what's wrong with this goddamn country. We need people like just normal ass people in there. These fucking politicians, they don't give a rat's ass about anything but their goddamn selves. That's what made Trump good. He wasn't a fucking politician.
Well, he's a businessman, and he ran a nation like a business.
ASO for mayor, fuck that. ASO for president. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Those fuckers don't steal it again.
Oops, yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Did I say that out loud? Sure, the YouTube algorithm won't like that, but fuck them.
I liked how on the overnight the vote graph went like this. That big spike came in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
It's like, how does that?
Something stinks in Denmark.
Yeah.
You're fired, so Mark Zuckerberg. How many people did you fire? Yeah, fuck Mark Zuckerberg too. Goddamn turd. That's what I call him, Mark Zucker turd, the owner of Facebook. My favorite pet name for Facebook is Face Butt.
Face Butt.
ASO 2024, make America nanner pudding again.
That's right. Yep, and it'll all be peachy again.
It'll all be make a presidential again. Election shirt for ASO.
There you go.
No more pudding.
cat.
Well, that's why you're the one-eyed cat, because the cat gets on your desk and shows everybody his one eye.
That's how it happened. That's how the name came about.
Dust Devil Brian. I blame Amazon for my car not being done. That's funny. I want my divorce quickly. I don't blame you. Every time I think of shit to do, I find it on there, right? You can buy just about everything on Amazon anymore.
Yeah.
But the Amazonians were only delivering powder, Dust Devil. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Damn it. Too much yard work today. Got my allergies all kind of screwed up.
I'm glad I don't have allergies.
Oh, shit. I've had it all my life. Sucks.
He's got
Amazon.
it right there.
Amazon has shit just cheap enough to say, oh, what the hell? That is no lie.
Yep.
God, if I make it through this, I'll show you all my background. Yep. All right. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and shut her down for real this time, you guys. It is time.
Yeah. I got shit I want to do tomorrow. Hopefully it doesn't rain.
Yeah, I got shit I got to do tomorrow. 4 dump trucks need grease and an oil changes. That's a full day's work. And then some. Even though $400 for radiator hoses wasn't Amazon's fault. What the fuck? Have a good weekend, y'all. Green screen with a rainbow ASO. All right, you guys. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us tonight, and Don for hanging out in the chat on screen.
Yeah, I like these Friday night visits.
Yeah, it's a good way we can just hang out and shoot the shit and prepare for our family reunion in September. And boy, them days are counting down quick. Damn it!
Aren't they though?
What was it?
Well,
132.
When he announced it, it was at 265. So we're at less than half of that already.
Yep. And it seems like it was not that long ago. I mean, shit, we're already in freaking May.
I know.
It's
like
crazy. I swear, the older I get, the faster time flies. Uh-oh. Did the fucking cat knock you out again? There you are.
No, wasn't on my end. We both did the wheel of death there for a split second.
How many weeks till no name?
I don't know, but we got
130
days. 130 days, 23 hours, and 35 minutes.
Do you have the countdown in front of you?
No, it was on John's earlier. It was 132, so now it's 131.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah, no name. 131 days ASO. So 131 divided by 7. It's 18 weeks. 18 and 3/4 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's 18 Saturdays until no name. Ain't much, is it? Well, I lost a few weeks and day week. All right, guys. I'm out of here. I will. I'll see y'all next week.
Yeah,
Thanks
happy
for hanging
Mother's
out.
Day to all the mothers out there.
Oh yeah, that's why I got to do so much shit tomorrow because Sunday's Mother's Day and that's her day, so I won't be around. Oh yeah, I should be able to come. Well, I hope to see you there, brother. Hope to see you there. Well, with that, I'm gonna. Oh hell yeah, I want to shake his hand. I'm gonna shake his hand. I'm gonna put him in the passenger seat of that truck and take him for a ride down the fucking racetrack. That's what I'm gonna do.
There you go.
So yeah, we'll have us a good time. I'm gonna shut her down, and I will see y'all next week. You guys have a good weekend and happy Mother's Day and all that good stuff. We'll catch you later.
Night all.